So we're back in the video project for green that we originally started working in, and we're going to go through some of the steps again on how we go through this process. What we want to do is we want to kind of identify what the audio sounds like. Let me see if I can't turn the audio down a little bit on this. So we can identify all the different audio tracks that we have. Now, we've got a lot of green external audio tracks here, which means we're less likely to use the board audio, so we'll go ahead and start by disabling this. However, if I was going to use any board audio, I would try using the 5AE, which is again consistent all the way through. Probably wouldn't work with the DB2, 4, or whatever unless I really had to. So as we're going through here, we'll listen and see what it sounds like. It sounds like we've got some mixing here of audio, so I'm going to go through and see if I can't identify what that is by disabling certain audio tracks. So I'm going to disable this one, and I'm going to kind of come through here and disable this one. So it seems like we've identified what that is. It seems like this track is mixing with this one, and since this one goes on for the longest and is the most consistent, what I may do is I may disable this track instead. However, if this is playing all the way through, it looks like it actually is, so I was wrong. We're going to actually disable the longer of the two tracks and keep this one enabled. Go ahead and click in here and enable this up. So as you can see, we're enabling these tracks. It still sounds fairly good. I'm going to disable this audio track just to make sure. Let's see. So neither of these audio tracks for the sound actually sound like something that we really need. So we may just actually go in here and enable the cam audio. There you go. Notice we got the birds chirping and everything else that's being picked up by a non-external recorder. So that sounds like a really good add to what we're doing here. So we'll click through, and again, I'm just trying to prepare the audio here. At this point, what I'm probably going to do, because the attention is going to start to shift and focus, again, all I'm doing here is preparing the audio. So as she comes down the aisle, we'll notice that we're going to need to change audio from the from the camera to this person doing the officiating. So what I'll do here is from MC1. Oh, maybe I won't even need to. Maybe this camera will just adjust for me. Let's just go ahead and get to the point where he starts speaking. Okay. So clearly you can hear that there's some audio that's being picked up that doesn't belong there. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get to a good point where this transitions. So I'm going to cut this audio and disable it. And disable it.
But Ben and I don't need microphones.
Okay. So obviously we're getting a weird feedback from some mics, so we'll try to find that. That seems like that's the one track that's off. So you can hear him say miraculous gift. I'm going to try to find where that belongs, because obviously it's really low and we'll want to adjust it. So that laughing sounds like it's actually coming from this track. There it is right there. Right about where he says love is a miraculous gift, we're going to go ahead and bring the audio up on this significantly to about a gain of about 9. And we're starting to get what we're looking for here, so we'll go up here and we'll raise that audio gain one more time to about maybe 17.
Miraculous gift.
There we go.
And a wedding is a celebration of that gift. We have come today to celebrate this gift.
They go one more jump here on this audio, try to increase the gain by about 25. Okay.
With love. And to add our...
Perfect. Starting to sound good here now, and the only thing I want to watch out for is when there's an actual speaker. So what will happen is oftentimes there will be somebody who will go speak, and what we'll want to do is we'll want to get to the point where you can obviously see where the couple's looking off camera. We're going to want to find that speaker in the multicam, so we're going to shift to multicam 2, multicam 3. Somewhere we should have some video of this speaker. There she is right there. So you can hear her speaking, and obviously you can't hear it all that well, and obviously you can see she doesn't have a microphone in her hand. So this may be one of those moments where we're going to want to go back to the board, the camera audio. So let's just take a look and see what happens. So I'm going to clip this out here and re-enable it. That sounds okay. Let's try the next one. That's a little better. Let's disable it again and re-enable it here.
Hold you in my smile.
Much better. So you can see here where this DV4 is the track that we'll probably want to go to on her speaking.
Kiss beneath the moon.
Ready?
Please so soon. Let me enjoy the bliss of that first kiss beneath the moon. I wish to cradle this feeling that has only just been found.
So you can see how we use this audio track to pick up her audio, and then we will just go right back to
And respect you share for one another. There must be a strong sense.
This audio track for the rest of it. Now you can see we picked up a rogue audio track that we'll want to disable here.
Sense of commitment and loyalty that bonds you.
Alright, so really this is all about the prep process for the audio stuff. It doesn't take very long, but it does require you to use your head when you're doing this to kind of understand where the audio tracks come and go in preparing and cleaning up and leveling the audio for the multicam. The next step in the process will be actually multicamming itself. So what I went ahead and did was I muted the audio for Adobe Premiere Pro so that you can just simply focus on the video part of it. We've already gone over a lot of the audio stuff, but right now what we're going to do is the actual multicam process. So we're going to click Window, Multicam Monitor, which is going to pull up this monitor that'll monitor the different video tracks we have available to us. We'll want to make this as big as possible so that we can see it in full. And what we'll do here is just simply hit play and then record, and by clicking each piece we'll get the different cameras that we want. Now the only thing we want to do here is just, number one, we want to keep occasionally changing the camera angle, not only to the best camera angle, but within a few seconds changing them just to keep it interesting to look at. So this is where you're going to create a broadcast style edit by just clicking for a few seconds, switching over to this camera here, clicking to this one over here once they become free of the, and then clicking back over here to keep it interesting, shifting to here for the main camera angle, going back to him because they're in the frame here, and shifting back to her, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And so kind of just using all the different camera angles to keep things interesting to look at. As you'll notice, it's cutting up the stuff for you. If you were to make any mistakes, you could simply hit the N tool or this rolling edit tool up here to roll these forward or backward to create the camera angle that you're looking for. As you'll notice, within the program monitor, you'll actually see the two angles that you're looking to cut from. So use the N tool to slide those back and forth. Okay, so that it basically cuts the way you want to. If you have to make a manual change to multicam, just right click on the multi-camera and choose a different camera angle. Once you've done with that, you should have completed this entire process to go through the multicam, and the last thing to do is to create one big multicam. We'll go through this process not only for the ceremony, but for the introductions, the first dance, speeches, parent dances, and cake cutting. All of the major items, we're going to go through this exact same process. Level out the audio, clean up the multicam, and then prep it and do the multicam process itself.